Welcome, QS2 Associates. I want to welcome you tonight to the Quantum Quick Start. This is always the forward focus for the week. Now, folks, we have some amazing training tonight. Dan has decided to change things up because we have some breaking news here at QS2. We have some brand new additions to our compensation plan. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on Dan so he can share what some breaking news is here with the company. Dan.
Hey, thanks a lot, Randy. Great job. I'm letting everybody know where we're going and where we're heading, and it's always nice to see our weekly calendar. We try to make it on one page. We want everyone to see it so you can participate. You know when you need to be on a call for the morning radio show. You know when you need to be on for the webinars, all the things that we provide you. Tonight, you can see Sunday, we have the QS2 CO Fast Start, and the reason for the Fast Start is to make sure that you do several things. One, we want to make sure you are staying ahead of the competition because other people are not starting their weeks tonight. I talked to one of my best buddies and also business partner who's going to be working with us here real soon, probably this week. You'll meet him next week, Jim Files. I think he's listening right now. And one of the things he said after I told him what we do on Sunday nights, and he never told me he did this, and I've known him for about 8 or 9 years now. He never told me he did this. He always started his weeks on Sunday nights. So I think that's just a great omen that he has the same type of philosophy as we have. And today we want you to focus on starting your week tonight. You do not start on Monday. And it's important because in our business right now, so many of you and so many of your teammates are going to right now be doing other things. They have a full-time job. They have another business they're running. They have other activities they're doing, whatever it is. They have kids to bring to school. It's very tough to start your week with QS2 on Monday. If you try to start your week on Monday, you're probably not going to start it till Tuesday, which means you lost a lot of time and a lot of opportunity. And we don't have much time or much to take advantage of those opportunities. You got to do it now. So I want you to start your night. I want you to start your Sunday night for your week. Plan it. Draw out what your schedule is going to be. Write down who you're going to try to call, what your goals are, how many people you're going to try to sign up, how many home bops you're going to do, how many meetings you're going to do, how many three-way calls you're going to do, all those things. Focus on those tonight. Make that part of your plan because it's Sunday. I mean, it's like a whole new week for you now. You get to now lay it out. Nothing's gone wrong. Everything's been perfect. Your job is not weighing you down. You get to say, what am I going to do? So it's so important to focus on the fact that you're starting your week tonight. No one else is doing that. Think about the advantage you have when you start your week tonight, and that's why we started the CO Fast Start for Sunday nights. We are going to get into the training of the compensation model in about 1 minute, but I think we need to talk about one thing that I think is the most important thing, even more than the compensation model. And I want everyone right now on this call to clap, literally. I'm not going to hear you, but you can hear yourself. I want everyone to clap for 5 seconds, starting 3, 2, 1. That clapping was for all of you because we now have went over the 2,000 associate mark at QS2. Think about what that means. Over 2,000 associates with QS2 in the short time we've been in business. No one has done this. You're part of it, and you've created it. We're here providing you the tools, the support, the products, the training, but you've done it. We have 2,000 people. What are we going to say when we launch our company on July 12th in Las Vegas? How many people are we going to have then? 10,000, 15,000, 20,000? Or it's going to be one of those numbers. So I just want to congratulate all of you, all your hard work. I'm amazed. I'm proud of you, and I'm honored to be able to be here heading the company that's bringing you into that level of success that you've never, ever seen. And I'm just very happy for you all. I'm going to start right here, and that is we've always stated emphatically that QS2 has the industry's best compensation model for leaders because we are looking for leaders. We are looking for builders. We're looking for those people who want to be someone special. When I talked to a couple guys lately, I loved it because they told me, you know what, I'm joining QS2 because I want to be extremely special. I want to be the best. I want to be known as one of the top leaders. I love it when they say that. Well, we designed our compensation model not for the rank and file. We designed our compensation model for the leaders. So everyone on this call, you're on this call on Sunday because even if you haven't achieved the actual recognition, even if you haven't achieved the actual promotions or the money for it yet, you are leaders because you're on this call. The people who aren't on this call, they're not the leaders. I do not look at them as leaders. If you're on this call, you're a leader. So we've designed the compensation schedule for you. And you know our compensation schedule works like this. We have, if there's a $10,000 premium, and let's say we use one of our companies that pays 100% of that target to the social compensation pool, we split it 65% base compensation, 35% generation overrides. And then there's a 2.5% net profit at QS2 to the executive bonus pools. So that's how it works. You've seen this before where $6,500 of base compensation is split from the associate level at 50% all the way to 100% vice chairman. You've seen this, the $3,500 generational override, 35% split between the first generation through the sixth generation. And we have a lot of money going to this first to sixth generation, higher than all the other companies out there. Well, what's happened is, and it's nice to have questions, because questions, and when you question our system, our company, us, it drives us to be better. So it's never negative. It drives us to be better. So we've been asked, how can we compete? How can QS2 even come close to competing with WFG? Because WFG pays out 126.5% on their WRL product when we only pay out a measly 100%. That's our maximum. So their maximum is 126.5%. Our maximum is 100%. How can we compete with that Goliath, that WFG, that Transamerica? Well, everyone knows having a 126.5% contract is the single most important thing to guarantee you will make more money, right? We all know that. If you make a 126.5% contract, that's the single most important thing. Everyone also knows focusing on their base shop through first generation is the most important thing to guarantee you're going to make more money, right? We got to focus on that base through first generation. Well, I'm going to tell you now, having the highest commission rate and focusing on base through first generation does not guarantee you're going to make more money. The QS2 compensation plan does guarantee you're going to make more money. Someone asked this earlier. When is 100% 400% higher than 126.5%? Is it ever? Not until today, but it is with the QS2 compensation plan. 100% is 400% higher than 126.5. And guess what? We're going to prove it. I'm going to bring the analytical accountant engineer out of me, and we're going to prove it to you. So if you're a builder, you will most likely build a team that looks like this, and I hope you build a team that looks like this. I don't want you to build a coconut tree that goes straight down. I want you to build a pine tree, a Christmas tree, where you're at the top with your megaphone, you're yelling at your team, you're encouraging them, you're giving them orders, you're helping them build, you're motivating them. And then you have your base shop. And it's not going to be a big base shop usually, but you're going to have a good base shop. Then you're going to have your first generation, and you're going to have more people in your first generation than your base shop. You're going to have more people in your second generation than your first generation, more people in your third generation, your second, all the way down. So the largest number of people will be in your sixth generation in this example. So this is how your team is actually shaped, which we want it to be. And there's going to be some deviations. It won't look as pretty and as even as this is. That's okay. But if it looks kind of like this, how would you want your compensation percentages to be shaped? Meaning, where would you like to get the highest percentages? Well, would you want a major focus on the top or down lower? I'm going to say it again. We have the industry's best compensation model for leaders. So the QS2 compensation model is built for leaders. That's what we built it for. If you're on this call again, you're wanting to be a leader, you have major goals, you are motivated, you want to make a lot of money, you want to help a lot of people. Well, our compensation structure now will allow you to do that. We focus helping you maximize your compensation through all levels, not just base through first. And for those of you who haven't been participating in the companies before, it used to be, if you look at A.L. Williams, and in Primerica, you look at WMA, WFG, Transamerica, it always is focused on base first generation. And that has been focusing us on making sure we're selling in our base shop and that we really focus on helping our first generation. And they've built the comp models, and those are the companies that benefit base plus first generation. Well, I don't like that at all, because now generation 2 through 6 aren't focused on, and you're going to have more people there, which means we're not going to be a successful company if we don't find some way to help you focus on all your generations. So we're going to look at an example. That's a great example. We actually have a calculator built now, because I had a lot of leaders asking, hey, we're bringing in WFG people, we're bringing in Primerica people, we have all these individuals. How do we now make them see why our compensation model is better? Because, of course, they want to make sure they're not going to lose money to join us, and I understand that completely. Well, we built a powerful, probably one of the most powerful tools, the most powerful tool you have when you get in front of someone from WFG, Primerica, or these competing companies, okay? And it's a great calculator. It's one page. You can print it out. It's just awesome. So in this case, let's go through it. We'll spend some time on this because most of the presentation tonight's based on what we're talking about on the screen. We're going to assume that the average sale in this example is $3,000. And then leader, there's one of you. And then we're assuming on the left-hand side you have 5 people in your base shop team. Someone has 15 people in their first generation, 30 in their second, 60 in their third, 120 in their fourth, 240 in their fifth, 480 in their sixth, and 950 total team members. Okay, so it's a great team. Shows we're going to assume you have 100% of the time you're going to sell 3 policies per month. But on your team, base shop all the way down through 6th generation, 11% of them are going to sell 3 policies per month. The other 89% are not selling anything. Then we show the number of people selling, the number of policies sold per month, and the total premium. Well, if you just look at this without looking at anything, just looking at the premium, you probably want to make sure you focus and have a compensation structure that's going to take advantage of levels 4, 5, and 6. If you don't, you're giving away a lot of money because look how much premium goes in per month. You want to make sure you're getting paid well on those 4, 5, and 6 generations. Well, let's look at our compensation model versus our competitors. Let's say we have a competitor coming in, and they're at 100% payout like we are. On a monthly basis, they'd get, based on those numbers, $24,413 of earnings. They'd have a potential bonus of about $23,919. That means total earnings are about $26,732. Fantastic, $300,000 a year. Well, if you look at the 126.5% paid out, and I believe that's right now, that's the WFG model, $29,169 if you sell the WRL product, $27,771 in potential bonus, $31,940. So WFG does beat the standard 100% plan because they pay a higher compensation rate. So in that mode, it's right. But now let's look at the QS2 100% compensation mode. To level 6, 100% monthly, we pay $46,508 in this example. So how would you like to be able to say we pay approximately 50%, 50% more than WFG does, even though they're paying out 126.5% with their WO product, and we pay 100% on all our product, on any of the products. So it could be multiple products. So $46,508 versus $31,900. If you're at WFG now and you see this, you're probably going to question why in the heck you're at WFG. Well, how does it work? Here's a competitor with a 100% contract. It shows how it's broken down. They're at the top level, SMD, makes 65% if they sell something. If they have an override over the MDs, they're going to average about 15%. These are the exact numbers from WFG. And then you can see first generation, second, all the way to sixth, calculating out to that 24,413. Now, if you go up to their big contract with WRL, 126.5, you get 81% as an SMD, you get 19% as the override, and now look at the first generation, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. They make $29,000. Well, with QS2, at our 100% contract, 65%, and then 16.2 as an override, if you're a vice chairman over an SMD, 8.8% as the first, 7% second, 7% third, 5.3% fourth, 3.5 and 3.5% fifth and sixth. You're at $45,373 of income. Again, 50% higher than the 126.5% contract at our contract, simply based on how we designed our compensation model. So when all of you ask, why did you design it this way? You know, why are we not getting more when we sell it? Why are we not doing this? We designed it for builders. Our compensation model is designed to give you builders the most money possible and better than anyone else, and that's why we have the single best compensation model in the entire industry. Now, we're going to talk about the game changer. The game changer is amazing. We had a talk with a bunch of the leaders right before this call and went over what the game changer is, how it's going to work, and it was unanimous, and I've never heard people as excited as this, because we're now going to pay down to 10 generations. Think about what we're talking about. We're going to pay down to 10 generations. No one in the financial services industry, direct sales, network marketing, is paying down to 10 generations. Most network marketing companies don't pay down to 10 generations. We are. We're going to pay down to 10 generations. Again, because we're focused on one individual and one individual only, the builders, the leaders of our company. We want to make sure you're willing to do everything possible to help every single person in your organization, because if you're the leader, you have experience, you have knowledge, you have expertise, you have training you can share. We want to make sure you are willing to do two things. One, train everybody in your organization, and two, promote all those people without trying to hold them down like these other companies do. Primerica, WFG, I've heard so much talk that when people are there and when people are currently there, there's a tendency to try to keep people down, not promote them, and not let them get up. Well, we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to get those promotions. So we're going to pay down to 10 generations. So if you're a builder, 6 are good, but 10 are better. So would you rather get paid on 6 levels, or do you want to get paid on 10 levels? Pretty simple. 6 or 10, I'm going to take the 10, especially when you look at how many people you're probably going to have in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th level versus level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's look at an example now. Same one we had before, right? Where you had 950 total team through 6th. Would you rather get paid on 950 people or 10,951 people? When you look at adding the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th generation, and this would be very reasonable. I went over this with multiple leaders to verify this is conservative, and they said yes because there's probably going to be an even bigger number of people in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th generation, but I wanted to be conservative. So let's say someone builds a good team. So the person that built 950 people in the 6th generations has 10,950 people through 10th generation. Think about what that means. Think about how much more wealth that's going to build for you and how many more people you can help if you get paid on it. If you're not getting paid on 7th through 10th, you're probably not helping those people. Now we give you the financial incentive and the financial responsibility and accountability to help these people. So what does that mean? You now get to focus on your entire team because you know a big chunk of your team is going to be right there in that 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And no other company is focusing on that. Just imagine, shut your eyes and think about, if you get to focus a big chunk of your efforts on the biggest part of your team, isn't that going to be good for the team? Isn't that going to be good for the consumers the team's working with? And isn't that good for you and QS2? I'd have to say yes to all four questions. So what does this mean? Same numbers we had before. 26,000 to our competitor that pays 100%, 31,000 to our competitor, WFG, that pays 126.5, 46,000 from QS2. And now, that's just through 6 generations. Look what happens when you go through 10 generations. How would you like to be able to state the income jumps to $135,463, just going down to 10 generations. So we're 400% higher than the 126%. So now you can say that 100% is 400% higher than 126.5 simply because of how we're designing our compensation model, because it's shifting to this. We're going from 6 generations to 10 generations. How we're doing it is we're keeping our 1st and 2nd generations the exact same. So the total compensation that's paid on 1st and 2nd generation are 8.5% and 7%. What we did was we took 1% of the comp from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th generations, and we pushed them down to the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th generations. So if you look at how much money is being paid out in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th, there's more money being paid out in those 4 levels way down the line than total paid out above. That's how important it is. That's how we're getting $135,000 into that individual's hands. Here's a simpler view. Even if you don't understand how the numbers work, don't even care. Don't even worry about that. Just look at this. Would you rather be with our competitor who has a 100% contract making $26,000 a month? Would you rather be with WFG? And do you think those people at WFG would rather be there making $31,000? Would they rather be with our current compensation model, 46, or would they rather be with our new model of 135? Every single person you get in front of that's a builder, that's a true leader, is going to choose that 135, and they're going to be so happy you provided them this opportunity. This is a game changer. We are changing the financial services industry, and we're changing the network marketing industry simply by modifying slightly what our compensation structure is. Let's look at a big builder example. So that was just a medium builder example. Let's look at a big one. Let's say now an individual builds a team of 92,881, and there's going to be multiple people on this line that are going to do this over the next 5 years. Same exact numbers. You sell 3 a month. 11% of each one of these categories sells 3 a month, and so on. What does that mean then? You're going to focus on, if we didn't have the 7th through 10th generation, it means you would have lost the income off of 85,000 people. So you'd have a good team of 77,000, but you wouldn't be getting paid on 85,000 people. Now you're gonna. So now look what happens. Now, if you look at our competitor at 100% or WFG at 126, 149,000, we are now QS2 to Generation 10, $1 million. So that is approximately 600% more than WFG, simply because you're a big builder. and then we show how each of the individual levels flow. So how much, I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they said, you know what, for my family, I'm not able to commit to say I'm going to work with, my lower levels in my previous companies. I just can't. I can't say I'm going to be gone doing this. I can't drive 4 hours to go do a big meeting just to help this individual, and I'm going to make 20 bucks. So I've been gone 8 hours, make 20 bucks, and I've been away from my family. He said it didn't make sense. He said, but what we're doing now is it's going to allow me to help my family for years, decades, maybe centuries to come if I can actually build what I'm going to build. And if you look at the numbers, if you go from 6th generation down to the total, even 5th generation, look at 5th generation down, how much money is made versus base through 4th. You basically, at base through 4th, take the 66,000, 5th on is the $1 million. Think about what that's saying. Switch, change, crush, modify, whatever it is you got to do to make that paradigm shift. Through 4th, you're making less than 66,000. From the 5th down, you're making $1 million. That's how different it is. So that's how you become focused on being that big builder. Again, here's a graph of the income. You choose. The funny thing is, I just had a conversation with Jim Files before this call, and he said, okay, so be sure to explain to everyone that when you're looking at the competitor at 100% or QS2 at 6 at 100% or QS2 to 10 at 100%, you have the exact same amount of money. It's the exact same amount of money we're paying out, and it is. The competitor at 126 pays out more money in total, but they don't pay more money to the builder. We're paying the exact same 100% out, and we're paying more money simply based on how our compensation model is structured. That's all. It's being smart on setting it up for the leaders. We're not paying one more dollar out, but because of that, we're able to pay 6 times more out to the leaders. So our game changer, our compensation model now is going to allow you to recruit more leaders. Think about all the people that you can get in front of now and show them empirical data, because we have exactly how the compensation model works. We get to show them how they're going to get paid. You're going to be able to bring the leaders. You're going to be able to bring new associates because they're going to want to be the leaders. There's another huge market, though. It's the actual non-financial network marketing experts. There's a lot of people out there. They recruited 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. What if you can show them that they can recruit 100,000 people, and now they have the chance to make $1 million a month? Even if they recruited 100,000 people into a standard network marketing, traditional network marketing company, maybe they made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. What if you can tell them now, by becoming part of QS2 and joining in our 10 generations and also becoming part of financial services, they have a chance to make $1 million a month? I think there's a great chance you're going to sign up a lot of those big leaders. So you should start writing down every single name of every single big leader network marketing you know and approach them on this basis. So the only question you should be asking now is, how in the heck do I qualify for this? How do I participate in these 10 generations? That's the easiest thing ever. All you have to do is become an NMD, a National Marketing Director. That's all you have to do. And the quickest way to NMD is our 5-5-25. Remember, that was brought to us courteous of Al Alegre, Tony Reyes. They came up with that 5-5-25. It's the quickest way for you to become a National Marketing Director. Very, very, very simple. You don't have to do much, and now you're going to qualify to benefit from our generational overrides. And I'm going to say it again. We have the industry's single best, most powerful, most lucrative compensation model for leaders anywhere. This is for leaders. We want you to focus on being a leader. We want you to recruit. We want you to recruit other leaders. We want you to build leaders. This is for you. We do everything we possibly can to do one thing, and that's to help you become successful. And I hope this compensation model really makes you feel 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times even more confident of what we're doing and how successful you're going to be.
Thank you, Dan. Great training on revolutionary compensation plan. Dan Ahmad is our president and CEO from Northern California. If you have any questions or concerns in regards to this compensation plan, make sure to check your back office or call one of us here at the corporate office, and we'll be more than happy to help you out in a big, big way. Let's go out there, recruit, 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 and let's make it the best year you've ever had here in QS2. This is Chad Vincent. Everyone else, have a great day.